wrong, but I feel like there's such a big difference between the black community in the UK compared to the black community in America. I think especially because there's African Americans in America, where it's just black people who are just from America. When they see other black people, it's like, okay, we all black. It don't really matter where you come from, we all black.
Exactly.
In the UK, everybody know where they're from. So it's like there's no real feeling of a shared struggle because we're all black. It's all right, y'all Nigerian, y'all Ghanaian, y'all from Angola. Like people have their small communities within the black community, which is a beautiful thing. It's very, very important to know where you're from.
We have shocking differences, black in UK versus black in the US. Let's go ahead and check this out, guys.
In the UK and growing up black in the US are two totally different experiences. Like for me personally, I learned what it was to be black living in America. As y'all hear me, like I have an American accent as well as everyone else in my family. I blended in very well, like better than everybody in my family.
Oh, so he from the UK?
Thought like, oh, I was just like from Charlotte or from Kingston or like I was from the States. But as I kept on talking and like sharing, like boring my story, people understood like, oh, nah, he actually not from here. But like one big thing about like living in the States, about like being black, your blackness can speak for you. Like you can be black out loud. It doesn't matter. Like nobody can take that away from you. But being black in the UK is almost like I'm not gonna say you have to like dim your light, but it's almost like you have to conserve your blackness out here. Like funny enough, I kind of realized this the other day.
You gotta conserve it.
It's not socially acceptable to be a coon as a black person in America. But in the UK, it's more socially acceptable. And people won't bat an eye at you because it's just like, why not? I know it's weird. It's weird.
I went to LA last year, and culturally, Americans and Brits, black Americans and black Brits are so different. Like Americans are very forward, very direct. What you see is what you get. British people, we kind of do the typical British thing where we try to not give too much.
Yeah, quite reserved.
There
Can't
is
be
this.
too excited. Yeah.
Bro,
get
really?
branded as art.
Hey, y'all, is that really how it is? Like I haven't really met any black people from the UK, so I really don't know like how they act or how they move.
He's a beg or he does too much, and then that then seeps into how people date. It's very hard for people to be their unapologetic self because
the black
like
people flowers. It's like, of course, he's going to send 24 flowers.
4 flowers, and I was thoughtful. They were cooking me like I was fried rice, and I couldn't understand
Like I was
it.
fried
But at the
rice.
same time, I'm at the game there, not.
This is it.
It's a weird time to be black, especially in the UK. I went out in the UK and I've been judged constantly. I have never ever walked down the street without feeling uncomfortable. I don't know why people don't get that feeling, but I feel uncomfortable. There's a lot of white people, Indian people, black people that make me feel uncomfortable, especially African people. I don't know what it is. You can walk down the street, they give you a look, they judge you, and you can feel it. The fucking tension, you can feel the fucking tension. When you go to America, I don't feel it anymore. When I went there, I felt comfortable. People around you weren't judging you. A bunch of people were like, howdy, how you doing today? How's your day going, man? And I feel really good. But in the UK, you don't get the same feeling anymore. The UK used to feel like my home. Now it's not anymore. Make that make sense.
Dang, bro.
Feeling for black people in the UK, and I noticed it really early when it came to entertainment, because I grew up watching American television and black American television, and black people were allowed to be on TV in America. So when I was a kid, the first black woman I saw on TV was American. It was Aunt Viv in The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, Janet. And that does something to you as a young girl, because I'm like, I'm black, I'm British, I sound like this, but when I turn on the TV, the black people I see don't sound like this.
They did a joke like that on Extras, on series 2 of Extras, where they go, name, I forget how they set it up, but it was a situation where someone was saying to somebody, they go, name a famous black comedian. And he goes, Pryor, Rock, Chappelle. And he goes, British. And he goes,
like, and that...
I didn't get it.
When you think of British comedy, you don't think of black people. You think of Mr. Bean, and you think of, I don't know what you think of, but you think of white men.
Well, yeah.
Whereas when you think of American comedy, yes, you also think of white men, but you think of black men too, and black women. And so for me, I want to change that. So I was like, I'll come to America and I'm going to be authentically black British. I'm going to do black British comedy in America. And that way, when you think of British comedy, black people are in the mix too.
Yeah, oh, that's beautiful. I love
Yeah,
that.
I never even thought about that, bro. I can't think of any like huge black British comedians, bro. Now that I think about it, like off the top of my head right now, I can't think of any, bro. I can't think of it.
You have one American that's very taken with you.
Yay!
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like there's such a big difference between the black community in the UK compared to the black community in America. I think especially because there's African Americans in America, where it's just black people who are just from America. When they see other black people, it's like, okay, we all black. It don't really matter where you come from, we all black. In the UK, everybody know where they're from. So it's like, there's no real feeling of a shared struggle because we're all black. It's all right, y'all Nigerian, y'all Ghanaian, y'all from Angola. Like, people have their small communities within the black community, which is a beautiful thing. It's very, very important to know where you're from.
Yeah.
But because of that, I feel like it's a lack of unity in the black community as a whole. When I see a black man going down the street, he's eyeing me up. He's looking at me. Do I know you? What's going on? Where are you from? What you doing?
And that's what I noticed. Like, outside of the US, like, black people in the US, we all black, bro. Like, we all under one umbrella. Once you go to, like, the continent of Africa, I've never been to the UK, but how he's describing it, bro, it's like all the black people want to be, like, segregated. So it's like even when black Americans talk about going to Africa, like, people want to be like, oh, you got to say the specific country. But how we see it, bro, we see all black people under one umbrella, bro. Definitely in the States. Like, we see everybody as one. You feel me? So I don't know, man. I've definitely noticed that a lot after traveling outside of the U.S. rather than, you know what I'm saying?
I'm just walking down the street. Versus in America, you see a black brother, yo, what's happening, bro? Like, it's a little bit of, I see you. I feel, not everywhere. Not everywhere. But
Yeah, not
sometimes,
everywhere.
what I'm saying?
Most
I feel like there's
most
a
of
little
the
bit
time.
more unity. But let me know if I'm tripping. I might be wrong. But from my experiences in the UK, bro, like, black people out here, they're very to themselves. They're kind of cliquey. I'm not gonna lie, they're kind of cliquey. Like, people don't seem to
Mesh.
do you know what I mean?
I keep having clips from podcasts come up on my TikTok of like black creators that are UK based, not understanding why American people just say that they're black. Like, oh, they say they're black American. They don't say, like, if you come to the UK, they say that they're from Jamaica. They say that they're from the Caribbean. They say that they're from Africa. Did we not all have the same education? Just depends where your boat went. Does it not? Like, yes, I know that my heritage is Barbados, St. Kitts, Antigua. Do I know before that? No. That's the same as them. Their ancestors just went straight to America. We just happened to go to the Caribbean where there was a lot of us. I don't know what's so hard about that. Like, I've had this discussion with people I know in real life as well. And they're like, yeah, but it's just weird, like, that they don't know where they're from. We don't know where we're from. We just know that we're from where a lot of black people went for slavery. I don't know where I'm from in Africa. And that's where we all originally came from. Just depends what boat you got on. 2025, that needs to be a mute subject. Because just leave it alone.
If you're being honest, us lot that grew up in London, we will not look at Meghan and say she's a black woman. Nobody's saying that she's black. We in the UK, we say mixed race. Yeah. In America, they have the one drop rule in it. So anybody that even has a drop of black in them, they're black.
What Meghan we talking about?
But it's not like that here. No. And so, but then obviously when you go to certain institutions like the royal family, just a drop of black makes
you're tainted.
You're not
because we find out they're asking you where you're actually from.
Right.
Where you're from. They want to know where you're from.
Where are you from and why don't you look like us?
So Black Americans versus Black British. I was not even going to get involved in this conversation, but somebody tagged me in a couple of videos, and so here I am. So I did not see the original video from the Afro-American woman, but I did see the video of the Black British woman who went the F off. And this is what I have to say about both videos. I think that this level of foolish division is really what has kept us globally conquered for centuries across the board, and I'm not here for any of it. As an Afro-American woman who has traveled, I currently live in Europe. I have the absolute pleasure to meet so many beautiful women from all over the African diaspora, including Black British women and continental African women from all over the continent of Africa. So for me, I just cannot participate in this level of foolery. I think it's ignorant on both sides. And here is what I really see that's quite ignorant. I'll start with our side first. On the Afro-American side, I see that because we don't travel, a lot of us do feel that we own blackness and that everyone in the African diaspora is supposed to feel like us and think like us about certain issues, and that is just not the case. Afro-American people, we do not own blackness. I've said this before, and we need to understand that other people in the African diaspora have their own unique cultures, their own unique history, and their own points of view on various topics. However, on the other side of the pond, I noticed that Black British people and African continental Africans do not understand that Afro Americans, we have our own culture, which I feel like you all tried to diminish because you don't really understand the history. Afro Americans, we have our own food, we have our own music, we have our own dances, we have our own traditions, we have our own poetry, we have our own literature, we have our own Renaissance period within the United States of America.
And if you want to be we really got our own English for real. We really got our own English. Nigga, we speak Ebonics. You know what I'm saying? You go down south, you go towards Florida, you know what I'm saying? You go south. Damn, they barely even saying they really barely saying the full word there. Like they really barely saying the full word. But you feel me? Like if you want to be technical, we really got our own language too. You know what I'm saying?
That is something that we celebrate and that we love. And so for you to diminish that by saying we don't have a culture because you don't know it or you just haven't picked up a history book or gone on YouTube to see about our history is also very, very wrong. I think especially for the women, it is time for us to put our egos aside, step into our feminine, and create bridges. Start asking deeper questions to spark conversations so that we can learn about each other rather than keeping up this foolery to tear each other down in front of the others, mind you, on this here internet. So what do I think about it? I think it's ignorant. I think it's dumb. I think it needs to be stopped. And I think that we need to learn about each other because it's clear that on both sides of the Atlantic Ocean, ignorance is going on about one another. And with what's coming on this planet, we don't need that. And that's all I have to say about it.
Talk your piece, girl.
Growing up black.
And create bridges. Start asking deeper questions.
Hey, she was cooking. I'm not gonna hold you. She was cooking, y'all. She was cooking. Look, man. Let me know what y'all thoughts are. You know what I'm saying? Let me know what your thoughts are. Like I said, I haven't really met. I'm not gonna say I don't really have because I don't at all. Actually, I don't have any Black British friends. I haven't really met a lot of Black British people. Maybe I need to take a trip to the UK, man. I need to take a trip to the UK, visit my Black British people, just to get the experience, just to see, you know what I'm saying, what's really going on up there, and kind of compare it to not only the US Black, but like, you know, different African countries as well, because I've been to different African countries. So I want to get that experience of what it's like being Black in the US, in the continent of Africa, and in the UK, bro. But look, man, let me know what y'all thoughts are. I hope you guys enjoy my reaction and commentary. If you did, smash the like, subscribe, and